Hello, it's Monday, February 17th, and this is Bread Circuses. Thank you very much for working so hard this semester and getting to this point. We are at week 6. Well done. This is just a quick video to remind you of some deadlines this week. Thank you very much, those of you who've already done so, getting in your photo essay related to Ivor Miller's Creolization for Survival in the City. Thanks for that. That is due today. And then please upload your project both at the assignment link and then also at the discussion link of the same name. We're hoping that you'll be able to share your images and your ideas there with all the class, and then by February 19th, that's Wednesday, everybody can take a look, make some comments, and maybe help each other with that analysis and see how you're doing connecting your creative spirit goals and the themes of Ivor Miller to the images you are providing. Yeah? The other thing to note this week is that this is indeed a catch-up week. Yay, catch-up week. I call it catch-up week because we have a lot going on in this class, and this is a time for a breather. This is the time to take a little bit of a break. If you owe some assignments, if you want to revise an essay, please take the time this week to do it. You can revise an essay, any essay you've turned in for a higher grade. Please get that done by February 21st. Get that done by the end of the week. All right. The other thing to talk to you about is next week. So this week is sort of a breather. This week is a catch-up week. Next week, we have a couple of things to look at. We have a new reading, and this is on Brian Horrocks and his ideas about creating community in a city, both in reality and virtually. So how do we use social media to build a better city, to build a better community, to help people to connect to one another in good, polite, civic society, right? So that's one thing to take a look at. It's a little dated because it's about, I think, 8 years old. No, maybe less than that. And we have new technology, as you know, that maybe Horrocks didn't even consider at the time. So you have a discussion board on this. Again, if you could create a great virtual, real combination space and city, where would it be and how would you help people communicate their ideas? Take a look. You also have a quiz due. Now, this is going to be, February 26th. So your discussion and your quiz due February 26th. That's like a whole 10 days from now. So take a look at those readings in week 7. Let me get out of this and see if I can then get back to the other thing I want to talk to you about, your final project. Right? So week 6 is catch up, recover, move ahead if you like. Week 7 is Brian Horrocks, and I'm going to ask you to also craft an essay on your final project. And let's get to that. So let me get rid of this image here if I can. And let's go to... This is at Canvas, and this is your syllabus at Canvas. At Canvas, in the syllabus, we have the whole of the final project sort of laid out before you. And so what I wanted to do is just take a quick look and remind you of the things you've already done. So on our final project, it is worth 20% of your entire grade, right? But you've already started. You've already begun to earn points. So in your Explore project that was a couple of weeks ago, you identified 3 of the goals for the creative spirit that you want to use to analyze your final project, to analyze your event or your venue. And then you identified a venue, a space. It could be a park, could be a bike lane, it could be the exploration place, it could be the Statue of Liberty. There have been so many different interesting ideas that people have identified. It's going to be really great. And so that's what you did first. The next thing you did was to start to do a little research on how your event, your item, your venue is funded. Many of you have gotten a big head start on that. You did a great job on it. Some of you are still looking for that. But yeah, pay attention. How is your space, your place, your event funded? Your artwork, whatever it is you're looking at, right? So those are the first 2 steps. What's due on February 28 is a 3 to 4 page essay, piece of cake. You've been doing this all semester, a 3 to 4 page essay that demonstrates the following. You don't have to do it in this order. Do it in any order you wish. You've already been writing. Build on what you're writing already, right? So, but try to please talk about the inspiration for your work. Why on earth did you choose this statue? Why did you choose this ballpark for your project? Remember those 3 goals, right? Now, and some of you already started to do this. Thank you very much. It's not enough just to identify them. Now you want to talk about how the goals actually relate to your project. How does this project actually reflect those goals, right? So here's where you actually start to analyze those things. In the process, consider compare and contrast. You've been looking at everything from Antigone to graffiti in this class and how it relates to the city, right? So from theater to high art to low art, different kinds of writings. We had juvenile satire. You've been looking at so many different things, different kinds of expressions and how they relate to the city. Now it's time to think about, can you compare and contrast? If you're working on Arrowhead Stadium, can you compare and contrast the readings on Gladiators? Can you compare and contrast the readings on the New Orleans Superdome to your paper, to your final project, right? So you want to maybe compare how the creative spirit worked on Gladiators and the Colosseum at Rome to how the creative spirit works on your venue. You may want to compare how the creative spirit is an element in Antigone and her expression of democracy or her expression of justice and law and order, how that might relate to your venue on the Keeper of the Plains, right? Talking about history, culture, even spirituality. Some of you have mentioned. So make those connections, those compare and contrast. That is the meat and potatoes of this essay. If it means that you pull a whole paragraph from yourself on your Antigone paper and you just actually plop it right into your final project paper and make those connections, go for it. Steal from yourself. Revitalize your own work. If you find that some discussion boards have been very helpful, maybe your colleagues have offered some great ideas that you really want to take and move forward with, use it. Just give them credit. Give them credit. So show the work. Show what how you've been thinking and reading and researching and pulling all this together. Right? Don't forget to also include in your final project how the venue, the place you're looking at, has been funded. And also, one of the last things you'll want to do, or at some point in your final project essay, tell us how you intend to present your final project in a creative way. This is the creative spirit. So hang on just a second. I'm sorry, you're on the phone. And we will, sorry, a little bit of an interruption. We'll get right back to you. How does this project, or how will your creative presentation of this project help to demonstrate the work you've been doing? So, I hope that makes sense. So what's the inspiration? What were those 3 goals? And how do they reflect, how does your project reflect those goals? Can you go at least 3 readings that you've been working on? And can you sort of do some comparative analysis there? And don't forget your funding. And how will you present this project in a creative fashion? Because that will be our final week. March 4th, I'll ask you to do just that. And it might be a poem. It might be a work of art. It might be a photo essay. It might be a song. It might be a video. Whatever you want to do. I've had folks do things like a collage where they put together every ticket that they ever had saved for games at WSU's Coke Arena, right? And they put it together in a very interesting way. I've had folks put together a brochure, if you will, for a musical event happening at Century 2. If they were running the promotion, if they were running the marketing for that event, how would they present it, right? All kinds of ways to do it. It could be a poster. It could be whatever you want to do. And feel free to contact me if you have any questions about that. But however the creative spirit moves you, that's what we're looking for. So let me know if you have any questions at all about this final project. Get working on it. take a little breather this week, but try to get going, try to finish up. Our final week will be basically getting that creative project in and looking at what everybody else has been doing in the class on that creative project. So, you made it. We're coasting. Still a little bit of work to do, but we're on our way. Thanks for your time. Thanks for participating in this class. Feel free to holler if you have any questions.